If moving to Mexico interests you, watch this video. Moving does not come easy as always. Whether you are moving for work or residency, things you may consider and should be on the top of your list may help you ease the tension and to foresee the probable inconvenience ahead of time.
Hi! My name is Micheline. I'm currently living in Mexico for quite some time. If you are interested and would like to know more about Mexico, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell below. Thank you!
This information I am going to share are to people who have plans and would like to move in the home of the best tacos, tequilas, and mariachi in the world, Mexico. Take note, the information I will be sharing are useful not only moving to Mexico, but to any other country in general too. Mexico is a huge, beautiful country and rich with natural resources, preserved cultures, and unique gastronomy that passes through generations.
Who would not love Mexico? But hey, do you know anything about Mexico aside from Mexicans love parties, fiestas, and in fact, they have multiple holidays. Aside from Mexico is a country with rich history, many unique traditions, and diverse multicultural heritage. Aside from their drooling tacos and happy spirit tequilas, aside from mariachis, aside from extended families and Mexicans have close family ties, aside from what we see and heard from the movies, television, radios, internet, and some papers and documentaries that Mexico is dangerous.
People hearing about drugs, people seeing about cartels on TVs, and who wouldn't know about the narcos of Mexico? The high cases rapes of women, assaults left and right, and corruption. In fact, all I have mentioned you can find in every country in the world, no matter how developed it is. Some people would brand and jump to conclusion with no experience living in the place at all for a period and to different location within the country.
Yeah, let's talk about Mexico. What to know when moving in Mexico. Let me give you the overview of Mexico first.
Mexico, country of southern North America and the third largest country in Latin America after Brazil and Argentina. It is bordered to the north by the United States, to the south and west by the Pacific Ocean.
Language spoken? Hola, hola, hola.
Spanish is a de facto national language spoken by the vast majority of Mexicans, though it is not defined as an official language in the legislation. As a foreigner, English is widely spoken in the world, and people like me, who hablo poquito español, are looking for English speakers time to time to meet up. Well, the percentage speaks English language in Mexico is 12.9, about 1/8 of the population, and the rest spoke Spanish. So better to learn basic Spanish prior coming to Mexico, but it is not a must. Mexico's famous religion might be obvious. Roman Catholic was the most chosen religion affiliation in Mexico in 2018. In a survey carried out between July to August of 2018, almost 81% of Mexican respondents claimed to be Catholic faith, whereas the second most chosen religion was evangelism, with 1.3% of the people interviewed, and the rest of all the religion in the world are present too.
What about its politics?
The politics of Mexico take place in the framework of Federal Presidential Representative Democratic Republic, whose government is based on a congressional system, whereby the President of Mexico is both head of the states and of the government, and of a multi-party system. Mexico is a federal republic composed of 31 states and the federal districts. Government powers are divided constitutionally between executive, legislative, and judicial branches. But when Mexico was under one-party rule in 20th century, the president had control over the entire system.
And how about its economy?
The economy of Mexico is a developing market economy. It is the 16th largest in the world in the nominal terms and 11th largest by purchasing power parity according to the International Monetary Fund. Well, some of you might see how Mexico is being portrayed in some movies. Thus, Mexico is a third world country. To answer that, Mexico is considered to be both a third world country and a developing country by historical definition. Mexico is regarded as a third world country because Mexico did not align with NATO or the communist bloc following World War II. What about the wealthiest city of Mexico? Introducing Monterrey. Monterrey is Mexico's wealthiest city in terms of per capita income. It is also considered to be the most Americanized city in the country.
What is the biggest state in Mexico?
By land area, Chihuahua is Mexico's biggest state with a total of 12.6%.
I wonder about Mexico's security. Is it dangerous?
How dangerous is Mexico? Assault and theft make up the most majority of crimes, while urban areas tend to have higher crime rates, as is typical in most other countries. The United States-Mexico border has also been a problematic area. However, San Miguel de Allende is the safest place in Mexico, as evidenced by its popularity with expats. The UNESCO World Heritage Site is situated almost right in the middle of Mexico and offers cobblestone streets, Spanish colonial churches, and plenty of great restaurants.
Now, let me share my top 16 needs to know tips when moving in Mexico. At number 1, a place to live.
Mexico is not cheap. Properties are expensive, especially in the cities. To start, looking a place to live when you don't know anybody might be a difficult. Plus, you are a foreign. Plus, if you don't speak their language, here's what you can do. If you have money, I mean good money, easy peasy. Get an agent, a broker who is going to arrange all your preferences. Costly, but surely. If you can speak Spanish, good for you! The web world will make everything easy. As we all know, properties offered to foreigners are always expensive. Make your research in local Mexican sites for selling and rental places. Here are some examples of the local sites. You can try to find and search in Facebook groups too. And many more. Be aware. Make sure that your transactions are legit. Do comparison. You may find each site offers different amount. Able to negotiate. To speak their language is always a plus. And don't forget to bargain. If you wanted to do it by your own, a foreigner and could not speak good Spanish, the best thing you can do is to research. Everybody knows when personally handling a transaction, you can always save a good amount of money and could find good bargain. But trust me, it takes a lot of works. Expat and foreigner groups gave a huge help by recommending a place to live and more. You can ask anything you might not know, like things, places, and laws around Mexico. Surely, you will be getting reliable answers based on their experiences and recommendation. I am sure that there are still more groups out there. These are communities who help each other, giving information and recommendation. If you found a place to live, do negotiate. If you could rent for the first month, or the most is 3 months. Why? Not surprise to all of us, when you are new to the place or country, you can get what we found first on the internet and think it's best for us without experienced living around the area. Take a consideration. You may have made a friend in your work environment, or you found out personally that there is a good place, room, apartment, house, in short, a place to live, and cheaper than the place you're currently living, or might have better transportation accessibility, a nice friendly neighborhood. God knows what are your preferences that will come up right only when you are living in Mexico. So, better rent first so you will not be tied up with the leasing contract. Speaking of contract, every contract is unique and different in Mexico. Renting or buying, it is very important to read or to contact a lawyer to interpret the documents and explain for you properly. By the way, there are many English-speaking lawyers, so it will not be difficult to look for one. The bottom line is, to rent or to buy the place, my suggestion is to try to negotiate to to occupy the place by renting for a couple of months, observed, and if you liked it, then be settled.
At number 2, save the emergency phone numbers and know where is the nearest police station within your area. I do this all the time for my safety and in case of emergency. In the event of any emergency, you can dial 911.
The National 911 service is answered and attended locally, and operators will automatically receive your location. Locatel is Mexico City's information and helpline. Operators are prepared to address any non-emergency and non-life-threatening situation. The Tourist Assistant Hotline may also be able to help you with the issues of your specific trip, communication with your embassy, or other issues related to your visa, airport transport, or similar problems.
Get the numbers of these emergencies where their jurisdiction covers the place or the area that you lived in. Mexico is big. Make sure to get the right phone numbers whose jurisdiction covers the place you lived in. I just repeat myself. It's funny. I repeat myself. But anyway, yeah. You have to get the hospital number, police station number, fire department number, the power company number, the water company number, and the internet provider number.
At number 3, well, speaking of phone numbers, do not forget your embassy phone numbers and the INM, Instituto Nacional de Migración, or the Mexican immigration numbers. These are very essential because I am telling you, if you're living, traveling, working, in short, if you are in abroad, your embassy number and the country where you are currently living or residing, immigration phone numbers will be your best friend. By the way, this is Mexico's immigration website, address, and phone numbers. At number 4, you should consider the weather and time zones. Mexico has 2 main climate seasons. Rainy season, that is May to mid-October, and dry season, mid-October to April. Although there is some variation in temperature over the year, the most obvious difference is between rainy and dry season. In some areas of Mexico, it has 4 seasons. Mexico uses 4 time zones. Most of the country uses Central Standard, which is officially named Zona Centro or Central Zone. The Mexico state of Quintana Roo uses Eastern Standard Time, officially named Zona Sureste or Southeast Zone. At first, these 2 I have mentioned were Mexico's first time zones, then added by PST, Pacific Standard Time, which is in Tijuana, and MST, Mountain Standard Time, which is in Hermosillo. Mexico uses daylight time too. Daylight saving time of Mexico begins the first Sunday of April and ends last Sunday of October, and is usually referred to as the summer schedule, horario de verano. So, they have plus 1 hour and minus 1 hour every year. At number 5, you should be knowing where is the nearest transportation station are, banks, post offices, express mail and freight services, supermarkets, depots, and pharmacies. You're new or you will be new to the place. You don't want to run like a headless chicken if you need something or if you want to do something. At number 6, differentiate between professional and casual meetings. Well, if it's all about professionalism like meeting for a work, then you must be on time. For example, when it's 8 in the morning, it's 8 in the morning sharp. Should be. Casual meetings, when meeting a friend or anything not related to business, expect that their 8 in the morning is 9 or more, as of my experiences. When you are late in a meeting, Mexico City traffics and protests, marches are very good alibis. Caught many times with those traffic jams and protest marches, particularly if you were in the downtown business areas. At number 7, movers. If you're planning to bring your things and ship to Mexico, or vice versa, planning to ship your things to your next country of destination, forget about it. It is expensive. The shipping fees and taxes will make you insane. People who came to Mexico usually buy things they will be needing in Mexico. Home Depots, Walmart, Sam's, Costco got you covered for household needs. People who are leaving Mexico sell their things too. So, it will be a good bargain to find one, always in the foreigner sites and pages I have shared. Here are the foreigner pages I am with on Facebook. Every city or state may have expat page groups. At number 8, to learn Spanish. You should learn Spanish or not is up to you. Prior coming to Mexico, however, it is best to know at least the basic Spanish for conversational and for emergencies like I do. You have to learn the WH question in Spanish for asking directions or buying something along the streets. Anyway, in the technology we have now, you can just open your Google Translate and it will make a magic for you. But trust me, sometimes you have just to use your stock knowledge or to ask to locals. Funny, but yes, sometimes I run out of data or sometimes I can't just pull out my phone in the middle of the crowd.
Example, asking for the nearest metro bus station.
If you have to buy something along the way, along the road, or in local stores, Mexicans always use greetings prior to a question. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, followed by disculpe or excuse me, then the actual question. To end a conversation, gracias, muchas gracias, or thank you is being mentioned. Always use por favor or please at the beginning or end of the sentence when asking something like ordering. At number 9, insurances. This might be for travel, health, your kind of preferences for insurances. I advise you to get one, particularly the health insurance. Be ready with the time when you will be under the weather The right insurance will save your costly hospital bills in Mexico. Here are the known insurance companies in Mexico. Whatever insurance company you will be getting, make sure it fits to your needs. At number 10, banking. Banking is quite difficult, slow, or inconvenience in Mexico, unlike any other countries. If you have a tourist visa only and would like to open an account in Mexico, here are the requirements, and the only banks so far I have known accepting a tourist visa or FMM are Santander in Polanco and HSBC in Zocalo.
To open an account, you need
first requirement, any valid ID. For sure, that would be your passport. Number 2, proof of residence. That would be the water bill, electric bill, telephone bill, etc. Any billings has indicated an address you are residing. It does not have to be in your name. Example, if you're renting, then you can use that electric bill as a proof of address or borrow to a friend. If you have a temporary visa or permanent visa, it could be easier. You can go and open an account to any Mexican banks with the same requirements I have mentioned. Here are the top 10 banks in Mexico. At number 11, I am a foreigner and I wanted to buy a car. What do I need? Number 1, you need money to buy a car. And you can buy a vehicle on a tourist visa, no problem. You can even get insurance to drive as a tourist visa without an issue. But you cannot register the car to your name until you have a residency permit or a visa in Mexico, either a temporary visa or a permanent visa. At number 12, requirements to get a driver's license in Mexico. If you are a foreigner, you need one of these visas: an FMM tourist visa, pre-approved visa from Mexican consulate stamped in your passport, or a temporary residence card, or a permanent residence card, and a birth certificate, and a valid passport, and proof of address. That would be water bill, electricity bill, phone bill, property tax, predial, bank statement. None of this can be older than 90 days. At number 13, what internet provider and mobile prepaid SIM card would be the best in Mexico? I am with Total Play. Total Play is Mexico's known internet, cable, and landline provider. Total Play package for internet, cable TV, one telephone line per month is 500 Mexican pesos. I am using AT&T SIM card for my mobile. For 100 Mexican pesos load every 15 days, you can make unlimited call, text, 1.5 gigabyte of internet surfing, and 1 gigabyte for Spotify. At number 14, homesickness. Be prepared feeling homesick no matter how strong, independent person you are. Symptoms of homesickness include a disturbed sleeping pattern, feeling angry, nauseous, nervous or sad, feeling isolated, lonely or withdrawn. For me, homesickness is when I crave for something but I could not find what I need or want. Given that I am living abroad for quite some time and to different countries, this is my first time I stayed longer and be staying probable for a bit longer. I mentioned homesickness because even experienced expats are surprised to find it may never go away entirely, even for those who were the most eager to move abroad. At number 15, Mexico's transportation. Mexico has many ways to move around the country. In the cities, you can see and use mainly taxis. Mexico cities have color pink and white painted taxis. And in the estados, or outside the city premises, their taxi has white body color. In the cities, you can find long-colored red buses called metrobus and subways that called metro in Mexico. Mexico has private transport companies like Uber, Didi, and Beat. In some areas of the cities, you can find what they called pecera and combi that carries you to the Estado de Mexico too. In barangays or small towns, to move around to the markets or nearby places, you can find their moto taxi or motorized public transport motorcycle. At number 16, the people. What to expect with Mexican characters and personalities. Mexicans, a lively and cheerful people, like any other human being in the world. People are diverse. Some are good, and some brings negative vibes. Make sure while you're living abroad, surround yourself to people who brings the best out of you, brings growth and positivity. Remove yourself to people or situation that you think it's toxic. Take note, living abroad is not easy. You have to look after yourself and live life harmoniously, happily, with contentment and peace of mind as possible. I hope I have shared to you enough and learned something based on my experiences on what to know when moving in Mexico.